Suppose you don't want your tables in a default schema like user. You have your own schema. Like, let us go and look at the Java perspective. We can have our own schema in the hibernate.csg.xml. You just have to make a single entry here. You can also use annotations to define your schema, but I prefer to, since usually I'm going to use one schema, I'm going to just put it right here in the configuration file. Over here you can say something called as property name, and in this property name the property that we need is called hibernate.default_schema. hibernate.default_schema. default_schema, and here we can give a schema name like, say, test schema, like some schema, test schema, hibernate.default_schema, and save this. Let us go to our database development perspective, and in this connection, let us create this schema first. Let us go click on this Hibernate DB, and you see this button here, open scrapbook or scrapbook. And once you click on database and you click on open scrapbook, make sure this is Derby 10.x and Hibernate connection and Hibernate DB. It is our database, and here you can create the schema with create schema. We call the schema name test schema. We don't have to worry about the syntax because database takes everything in uppercase. We can select it and then say execute selected text or execute all, since we have only one statement. It says successfully created schema. So we have a schema here. We can refresh this, right click and then click on refresh. You should be able to see the schema. Or press F5. Yeah, we see the test schema. Now let us go to the test employee and run this again. Now what's it going to do is this schema export config create true. It's going to print to the log file and create the table once again. But since our property file now has this default schema, it's going to create a table in that particular schema. So right click, run as Java application. See, create table. You can see that here in create table it says like create test schema dot employee, and that's what it's done. So if you go now and refresh this particular schema, you should see under tables it has created the employee. So here afterwards we will use this test schema itself. Right click data sample contents, and you are able to see the employee ID and employee name. Very good.